What's up, Pirates? Wraith here with Awaken TCG, and today we're going to be looking over OP07 out in the East for weekend of 420 and 421. We have a lot of, data points now after the bans. It's been almost 3 weeks, and so we're going to go ahead and see what's still topping, what's getting better. And here we have the first graphic. Shout out to OP Hirata on Twitter, always making these lovely graphics for us. We have RP Loss still at the top of the food chain with 10 decks. And then we have, Anel kind of taking a back seat. Anel is usually, top one or top two. And here we have him at 5 flagship wins along with Bonnie. So definitely taking a back seat here. We have Lucci and Moria as the mono black decks here. 6 on Moria, 9 on Lucci. So Lucci actually doing a little bit better this weekend. And then as well as Black Yellow Luffy having a small rise in flagship wins. As far as second tier decks go, we have 2 on Yamato, 2 on Boa. And then we actually have a mono blue Dofi getting 1 flagship win, a Reiju, a black red Sabo, and then a Nami. So this was Saturday, I believe. And so definitely still see that trend where RP Laws kind of just, has the best engine in the game currently in OP07. Not by any means a tier 0 deck, but definitely has, the most success in my opinion so far in OP07. So then let's go ahead and take a look at day 2. So day 2, we have 14. So we jump more on the RP Law. It gets even better. 14 flagship wins on Sunday. And then finally we have Anel back to that top 2 spot, which is where it should be, honestly. So I think that Saturday is just a little fluke. Maybe not as much people were playing it that day, but here we have the Anel back on 8 wins, 8 flagship wins, along with the Lucci. Moria at 7, so right next to Anel and Lucci there, and then Bonnie on 7. So as you can see, we have this big triangle forming. I'm not too sure what decks beat what, but RP Law, the 2 black decks, which is Lucci and Moria, and then we have Anel, and Bonnie, and then the Luffy, the black yellow Luffy, slowly trying to creep into that top 3, top 4 spot. But clear front runners: Anel, Lucci, RP Law, Moria, Bonnie, and then we have 5 Peronas. There has been a new Perona list that's been getting traction, and so there's actually 5 flagship wins this Sunday, which is kind of crazy. Maybe it's getting to the meta, so we're gonna have to wait and see on that. We have 1 on Boa, 1 on Sabo again, which is funny, and then 2 on Nami. So some of these tier 2 decks still getting some flagship wins, which is good to see. It means that, you can definitely win. But, RP Law still that number 1 spot. Definitely interesting. I wonder what actually can take this deck down. I don't know at the current moment if there is anything, but there is a good wide variety of decks that you can now play and actually know that you have a chance to win the whole thing. So regardless if it's a rock, paper, scissors meta or not, we definitely have the resources and we have the cards to make a lot of decks viable, a lot of leaders viable. And so that's my favorite thing about OP07. I know some people are already practicing OP07 and saying, oh, I'm not really enjoying it, I'm not going to like this meta. But with this many amount of decks that you can actually win with, makes me think that either they're just really bad or they're not putting in the effort to find a deck that they're actually trying to click with, right? Because a lot of the times you can play a deck and not like it and then just forego the meta because the one deck you wanted to play, it didn't fit you. So there are some certain players where you need to have a niche and a certain type of way to play for the deck to fit you. And then obviously there's players that can just adapt to the deck they're playing. Like the best of the best, right? The best of the best can adapt on any deck and play it as effectively as any other person on that deck. And so I like OP07. I like where it's headed. I'm definitely going to try RP Law because as you can see, it has, I think I did the math the other day and it was like 70 something flagships since the start of the bans, 70 something wins. And then I think I was arguing with one of my friends who's going to play Boa, and Boa had like a total of 9 flagship wins over the same amount of time. And I'm like, well, Boa's, I think, a tier 2 deck at this point, but doesn't mean to say that a list can come out. It's still early on after the bans. Look at Sakazuki. They didn't really find out the Rebecca Hina Lucci combo until months after this had released. This was towards the end of their OP05 out in the East, where they said, hold on, we don't have to play Mihawk. We don't have to play these big bodies. We can literally just play low to the ground and KO everything. We have a Houndblaze. We have a Lucci that can kill too. Like, what are we doing? And so then that list was curated, right? So there's always options. There's always, innovation. The only issue for us is we kind of have to wait for the East to innovate, wait for the East to go and do what they have to do through the set. And then we kind of get it fleshed out, and then we just tweak from there. So global release is definitely on my, on my wish list, on the top of my wish list for things I would want in this game. Who knows if it'll ever happen? I think it happens in Digimon. I'm not sure if it currently is or if they announced it, but I know for Digimon it's definitely happening, or it has happened. So it's not out of the realm of a possibility, but for the most part, this is where we currently stand for OP07. If you want to win, play a black deck, play a yellow deck, play RP Law, or play Bonnie. So at least Bonnie has, a good chance if you're a mono green player like me. So definitely a deck I'm going to try out, as well as RP Law. Not too much else. We have a lot of work to do. I have a lot of work to do. I've been traveling the last 2 weeks and putting off so much stuff. So I have a big long list of to-dos this weekend coming up. So gonna get all that fleshed out. I'm gonna lock in, make sure this whole week is dedicated to that. I'm not traveling anymore until Peoria, so I'll definitely catch up on all my outstanding things that I have to do for the channel and for my subscribers, for my Patreon. Get all that stuff sorted out, because competing is fun, don't get me wrong, but then I fall behind on things that also matter to me a lot, which is like my YouTube, making sure I'm creating content that is enjoyable. And so traveling takes away 3-4 days every week. That Friday you have to prep, you're leaving, Saturday you're not home, Sunday you're not home, you're competing, and then Monday you fly back, or you fly back Sunday night, and then Monday it's just right back to work for me. So definitely have to balance it out. So no more traveling until May, late May. So I have a lot of weekends to make sure I have everything straightened out, and I will for sure. But thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you guys enjoyed this OP07 breakdown of where we currently stand as far as flagship wins go for OP07. This was week 420 to 421. But with that being said, guys, go down to the link in the description. Sub to our Patreon if you haven't already. We are going to be dropping a lot of heat on that. So stay tuned and like this video. Comment down below what deck you're going to try out in OP07. And subscribe to our channel. We'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.